there, welcome back to Cisco Reads Books. Today we got a review for you, and it is not for a Military Thursday, but it is still Dale Brown, and that is Dale Brown, Puppet Master. I read this or listened to this on audio, so I'll flash up the book cover up here, and let me read you the blurb and see what we're getting into. In Dale Brown's Master Pupper, intelligent machines take center stage as America battles the Russian mafia in Eastern Europe. Louis Messina is revolutionizing the field of robotics. His technological wonders are capable of locating disaster survivors, preventing nuclear meltdowns, and replacing missing limbs. After one of Messina's creations makes a miraculous rescue, an FBI agent recruits him to pursue criminals running a massive financial scam, and not coincidentally, suspected of killing the agent's brother. Messina agrees to deploy a surveillance bot that uses an artificial intelligence to follow its target. But when he's thrust into a dangerous conspiracy, the billionaire inventor decides to take matters into his own hands, unleashing the greatest cyber weapons in the world and becoming the Puppet Master. So this is much different than Dale Brown's military thrillers. Although there is an aspect of that comes in like very, very late in the book at the end. This is very much more just a straight up science fiction thriller, or at least near future science fiction with the robotic limbs and stuff. Or at least it was when it came out in 2016. Obviously, some of the stuff that they have now, especially AI and just the cyber weapons that they're talking about, do kind of exist today. But in 2016, probably not so much. It was more, it was still a dream. This was a good book. This is the first Dale Brown and Jim DeFelice book that was not great. It was good. But I think with the preconceived notion of what these two have done in the Dreamland series and other combined efforts that have been straight up military thrillers, I was a little let down just because that's what I was expecting, and I wasn't really expecting like a mystery thriller with science fiction elements. So going into this, I thought I was going to get like a more espionage thriller, which you do get some espionage in there, but just not as much as you would expect. Louis Messina isn't really even the main character. We follow a Russian guy named Tifit. I can't pronounce his name, but that's the closest I can get to it. And his daughter Moya, who is running the financial scam that they were talking about in the beginning. So it really wasn't the Russian mob. It was her doing it on her own. And it was just a weird book. It's not exactly what you're expecting when you go into a Dale Brown and Jim DeFelice book. Definitely not what you expect with a Dale Brown book. And definitely not the best that I've read. It's one of those books where it was good, and that's about it. The ending made it worthwhile for sure, but I think it could have been better, and definitely play up some of the cyber aspects and some of the more espionage aspects of it to make it into a really great book. But it didn't do that, and it just left you kind of. It was good, The characterization was on point with how Dale Brown usually is. So you do get well-rounded characters, especially Messina and his assistant, or his like head developer Chelsea, and then Tiffet and Moya were pretty good characters, as well as the guy who was Johnny. He's basically rebuilt with like a robotic heart and robotic legs. So he's like basically like the $6 million man or whatever it is. So he's like, a cyborg basically. Yeah, it was a good book. There is a second book in the Puppet Master series, which I plan to get to here soon. Because I listened to this one and I have the second one on Audible, and the second one is called Act of Revenge, and it has a nice little drone on the cover. So I'll flash that up down here so that you can see both. But so yeah, we'll be jumping into book 2 just because I'm a Dale Brown completist. But yeah, Puppet Master wasn't great. It was good. Because I mean, you're still getting a Dale Brown book, so it's going to be good. The writing is on par with how it usually is. The audiobook made it good because they're doing the accents and everything. So, if you're going to read this one, I would probably do it on audio, just because it's good. And you definitely get something that if I was reading this, it probably wouldn't have been as high as a 3.5 star rating, which I did give it a 4 because it was closer to a 4. But yeah, it's hard to tell. I'm revising the rating system for books as we speak to make it a little bit more dynamic, because I find the 5-star rating on Goodreads really irritating, being that you can't give like half stars, and I just don't think it's a good measurement of how good a book is, because I've read things that people have given 5 stars to, like an overwhelming majority of 5-star reviews, and it was definitely not worthy of a 5-star rating. So we're going to come up with our own rating, and we'll do that soon and have that refined. So maybe next review we'll get into that, or maybe not the next one, but the next batch of reviews next month will probably have the new review system. But yeah, it's an enjoyable book. It's worth your time for it being Dale Brown alone. So check it out if you want to. I suggest you listen to it and not read it. But that's up to you. But all in all, thank you for showing up. And until next time, read, because reading is fundamental.